tuning in. I take prompts from chat, write them in a little list, and I work off of that list to create poems in roughly 10 to 15 minute time frames. I'm going to start working on one that we had from last stream, and we'll add to the list as people show up and start chatting. If you're just seeing this, I do these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and occasionally on weekends when the time strikes, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday are like the scheduled ones. So I hope that you're having a good night, and looking forward to having some creative poetry tonight. Hey, Lynette, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. Good to see you, good to see you. Started this one at 1:30. Thank you for being here. Oh, not too bad. I had a pretty laid back day. Jet lag hit me pretty hard when I got home, so I ended up sleeping late. Got some chores done around the house, did some shopping, did the grocery run, and now just kind of unwinding. Just ate dinner, digesting, doing some writing, turning on stream. So I would say it's going pretty good. It's been a pretty decent day overall. Hey, Druid, good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening. The prompt I'm currently working on is New Friends. It's a prompt that I added to the list on the plane ride home. Still fighting with my detox, but it's better today. That's good. That's good to hear that you are still fighting through it. I know that fighting with it is kind of a negative connotation, but I'm happy to hear that you're doing better today. That's excellent news. I'm glad to hear that. You made any more music recently, Druid? Any more parody songs? Let's see. Been too sick. That's sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you get to feeling better. You know, the detox can be real shitty. It can feel real crappy for a long time. I'm happy to hear that you're doing better. Hey, Amanda. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Pizza Dave. Good to see you too. I hope that you're having a good night. If you're just jumping in or missed the intro a little bit, I'm taking random prompts. I am working off of a list that we got from last stream and on my plane ride home. So if you have anything that you'd like to see a poem about or hear one, feel free to post it in chat and I'll add it to my list. I'm going to be writing, I'll be streaming for probably about an hour. So I have time for probably 2 or 3 prompt poems if we churn them out. Usually my goal is between 10 and 15 minutes, but I inevitably get caught up talking and answering questions. So just 3 in an hour is a pretty good pace if I'm interacting and chatting, it feels like. That way it's not just my forehead for most of the stream. Taking the time to answer questions and talk is something I enjoy too. Prompts, questions, tell me about your day, anything that you'd like to talk about. Happy to read it. Carving wood versus forming metal. Okay, I like that one. Carving wood versus forming metal. Hanging upside down because I destroyed my back today. Ooh, are you in one of the like suspension racks? With your ankles locked in and flipped upside down? I work with metal, but I totally suck working with wood. I have a hobby anvil set up as well as a habit of whittling and carving and chiseling and working with wood as well. And I'm the other way around. I like working with wood. I feel it a lot more forgiving than metal. But the thing about metal is if you mess up, you can always heat it up and go back. You have this like kind of a reset. If you take too much material away, you can add more. Whereas wood, if you mess up and take too much away, you got to start over. So I get where that comes from. Pizza Dave says yes, yeah. Those I used to have to hang in one of those. After I broke my neck, I spent some time in suspension in one of those to get my neck to actually elongate out. After it was in like the later stages of my physical therapy, but I hated being in that machine. It always like left me loopy afterwards. But they do work. I mean, it's a weird sensation, but they do work. Yeah, I broke my neck. I broke my neck when I was 17. Actually, one of my friends broke my neck for me. Hey, Speedy Boy, good to see you. We were at wrestling practice when that happened, and I was the newest volunteer for the latest move that my friend had learned, and I landed badly. I landed flat on the top of my head, and my body folded over where my head stuck to the mat, and I broke my C4 vertebrae. like in my neck, right about the middle of my neck, front to back, diagonally in a line. Nothing shifted side to side. So I was lucky. I didn't need surgery. I was able to be stabilized, and I lived in a neck brace with the reinforcement rods just behind the ears, and I couldn't like turn my neck, and I couldn't like tilt, but I didn't have to be cut open, so that was very handy. Yeah, Drew. The head rush after is wild. Inversion table. Thank you for that. That is the word. Yeah, it's very, very lucky considering how it could have been, for sure. I've broken a lot of bones in my life, actually. I've had 28 individual breaks, and then some of them I've broken multiple times, but 28 different breaks in my body. I used to be a lot more, well, I used to be a very rough and tumble kid. I didn't really give a crap about my personal well-being because, well, I'm whatever, I'll heal. It's you pay for it as you get older, and I wish that I understood that then. I know when it's going to get cold well before it actually does. Yep, I've had my nose broken more than 10 times in my life. 8 times is also, yeah. I hope that yours weren't from fighting like mine were, Amanda, because I just wouldn't move my head. I would just tank through what was thrown at me. Jealous of the beard. Man, it needs to be lined up so bad, but I appreciate you. I need to clean the edges up on it a lot. It's about that time of year. In the wintertime, it gets a little wild. Yes, they were. Oh, man. Yep, kindred spirits, it seems like. That was me, too. The first time I did it to myself. Yeah, earned everyone. The first time I broke my nose was my own doing. I was very young the first time I broke it, like 11 or 12. I was splitting wood with a sledgehammer and a wedge, and it was wintertime. There was ice on the ground, and I missed everything. I missed the wedge, I missed the wood, and I hit the ice, and the sledgehammer went boonk, and then came back up and hit me right in the nose. And every other time after that was somebody else breaking my nose for me. But I've broken my nose 13 times. The most recent time was still probably 6 or 7 years ago now. And they had to go in with a rod and re-break it to get it to straighten out because I had deviated it way, way, way far over. But it doesn't show up in the camera very well, but that's why I have this piece of discoloration in my bridge. It's actually, if you see it in flesh, it's like scar tissue. Or I don't know if it's not scar tissue because cartilage, but it is that shape, or it's that whatever that is when you tear cartilage to the point where it like deforms or malforms. I don't know the name of it. Never broken a bone. I'm jealous, Pocket. That's a good experience to have. I was in pain for 14 years. I finally couldn't take it and screamed at the doctor just to look at it. They finally believed me after seeing the MRI. The surgeon asked how I was walking. Man, that's such a tragic experience, Druid. I wish that medical professionals would take us at our word. Yeah. That's a very strong individual. It's like you don't have a choice. I had to get a tube up my nose to support the septum, but not from breaking it. That sounds like an experience, Pizza Dave. Not from breaking it. Huh. Well, I'm not sure how else it would need to happen, but I'm not a... Oh. Yeah? Okay. I'm with you now. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it got supported, Dave. I'm happy for that. Here we go. Positive vibes, prayers, safely on the other side of that. Hurt my back, didn't want the meds. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that a lot. My dog certainly tried that. Yeah, especially with all that extra stress, it'll get to you. That's okay. That's why we support each other and we think about each other and try to be there for people that need it. I'm glad you're through the other side and working through it, Druid. This one was 1730. Okay. The first prompt poem of the stream is New Friends. It's a plane ride prompt by me. This one goes, connections yet to be made, introductions steeped in nerves and coffee dates. The path of our friendship, bricks yet to be laid. Everyone starts as strangers, even the best of mates. It starts with pleasantries, trading names, awkward fist bumps turning into handshakes, navigating other cliques, jumping claims, but in this game, friendship comes with the highest stakes. A lifetime companion, akin to the greatest jackpot I could ever win. We didn't know each other, but still chose to begin a friendship that will be beautiful till the end. Oh. Fallout cap on point. Thank you. I certainly think so. I'm pretty sure it's becoming more iconic than I am here on this stream, but it's a good one. We did that one. Thank you, Druid. All right, and we're on to carving wood versus forming metal, a prompt from Soulless Druid. Dustin Dewberry, at least there is hope for a tree. Is that a prompt you'd like to submit, Dustin? I can add that to the list. Sure. All right, sounds good. Ang, nice seeing you here again, just in case my name is Ange. Okay. Ange. I will remember that. It's not Ang G, it's Ange. I hope you have a great night too. Thank you for popping in. This one is for Soulless Druid. We are starting this one at 19 minutes and 55 seconds. Hey, Bree, good to see you. Made it to another one. That's awesome. Glad you're here. Sorry, I have to respond to... Okay, no, that doesn't matter. I'll get to that after stream. We don't have to worry about that. I'm new to this channel. Tune me into what you're doing, bro. Dustin, so I do prompt poems. I am a sobriety channel on YouTube. I use poems and poetry as a form of my own personal therapy and share my writings with my audience. And for these prompt streams, I just hang out and chat. I take prompts from chat and I do my best to spend about 10, maybe 15 minutes and make a poem out of the prompts. And then I'll do a read back on stream and just kind of hang out. I like writing prompt poems, but I do daily check-ins on YouTube for my own personal sobriety journey. I try to post a poem a week on there and just kind of publicize and give an open forum for people to talk about their journeys and how they pursue it and how poetry has helped me deal with it and process. And I think that poetry is a very useful tool that anybody can use. So these poetry prompt streams are kind of trying to showcase that and inspire, or at least showcase the writing that can come. Like, I've been writing poetry for a long time, and I really enjoy both the effort that goes into these prompt poems and showing that, like, you can do it. It doesn't take 2 weeks to write a poem. You can just jot it down in a notebook as you go and be talking and hanging out, and yeah. It's becoming one of my favorite parts of the channel. These streams have, for sure. So. Well, it's good to see you here. I'm glad you popped in. Congratulations on your sobriety. Hey, Dylan. This is so relaxing. I find it very relaxing as well. I appreciate that a lot. I try very hard to create that environment, and I appreciate you being here. It's kind of like writing ASMR, if you can hear the sound of the pen on paper. That's what somebody said in the last stream, and I found it very true. Watching it back in the moments where I'm writing and you just hear the pen, I like it a lot. It's very soothing. Celebrating my sobriety has helped me look back on my sobriety. It's easy to get caught up in life and to forget your past and present struggles with sobriety. I've been sober for 6 years now. That's absolutely amazing, Bree. Thank you for sharing that with me, and congratulations. It's 6 amazing years. I think that's worth being celebrated. Absolutely. You're welcome. Hey, Sheena. Good to see you. Good to see you. Do pizza, not dope. It's a good quote. Sheena, what am I doing? I'm doing prompt poems. I'm taking prompts from chat and taking 10 to 15 minutes and turning them into a poem and then doing a read back of the prompt. Right now, I'm doing a prompt from Soulless Druid that is carving wood versus forming metal. I started it about 8 minutes ago. And when I finish it, I'll do a read back and I'll take any of the other prompts. I have one more prompt in ahead of this, after this one, but if you want to drop a prompt in chat, I'll be live for probably about another half an hour. I'll go a little bit past 6 o'clock here, another probably 30, 40 minutes or so. Hey, Jeremy. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate that immensely. I'm in Alaska. Well, hello. I see your Fallout beanie. Did you watch the show? I did. I watched the show in one shot. I watched 7 episodes at once and then waited to finish it until I was back there with back home and finished it. But I was a big fan. I liked what they did with the power armor and a lot of the scenes, and I liked that they didn't pan away or do any of the shadow work. I enjoy that you see what happens. Little Halo, I just subbed. Thank you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. 75 days sober today. Thanks, bro. Dominic, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's absolutely amazing. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for sharing a piece of your journey with me. That's so awesome. Absolutely great. I'm in Maine. It's 9:33. That's very sweet, Barrow White. Thank you for saying that. Alchemy or Frost from Jill. Okay, I will add Alchemy or Frost. Is that 2 different prompts, Jill, or would you like them worked into the same poem? Thank you, Dominic. I think it's a pretty cool community too. I'm very happy with 2 different or what you feel is best. Okay, I've added them both to the list. I should be able to get to those if I can keep going here. That'll probably be most of the prompts for this stream tonight. If I keep churning through them, I should be able to finish them. I randomly found this channel probably when I needed it the most, was losing hope after I re-injured my back. I remember you popping into stream, Druid, and I very much appreciate you continuing to be here, and talking to you and learning more about you has been a very pleasurable experience. I'm sorry for the struggles and the way that life has been for you lately, but I'm very happy that you're here and that you found this community. I'm glad that you're a part of it. Yeah. Not being able to do something as well as you remember yourself, or you know you can, has got to be very frustrating. I feel that pain a lot. I mean, I still feel very much like a part of the United States, but it's a very different lifestyle from my experience in the States versus my experience here at home. Nobody up here is in any kind of hurry. Right? There's a slogan on a shirt that you can buy up here in Alaska that says, calm down, or yeah, calm down, this isn't the lower 48, or relax, this isn't the lower 48. I've been working on a poem, wanted to share, but it won't fit. If you want, Dominic, you can post it in a couple of other poems, or you can post it in a couple of comments if you wanted to break it up. I won't time you out for spam or anything if you've got to take up a couple of messages. Have I ever lived anywhere else but Alaska? Nope. I've lived in Alaska my entire life. I have spent some time out of the state for work, but never for more than like 2 weeks at a time. And I've been out of the state for a vacation a handful of times, but never for more than 10 to 14 days. So I've got a pretty isolated experience of Alaska has been my home in my life. We say I'm from Vermont, I do what I want. I like that one. Matanuska, yeah. Matanuska Valley is a little ways south of me, like just shy of 6 hours. the garden of sobriety, where seeds of strength are sown, amidst the earth and sunlight, a newfound peace is known. Each day a tender shoot emerges, breaking through the ground, a testament to resilience with every root unbound. With each careful nurturing and every gentle care, the garden of recovery blossoms beyond compare. That's very beautiful. I like that a lot, Dominic. Through the rhythm of the seasons and the cycles they bestow, a journey of healing unfolds in the garden's ebb and flow. At least there is hope for a tree. So I've gotten to the point where I can do a reading of Carving Wood versus Forming Metal. That is a very beautiful poem. I like that one a lot. I'm glad that you took the time to post it. Let's call the time on this one 37:45. Oh man, this is cool. Soulless Druid, I wrote this from the perspective of the metal and the wood, and I think if I took a little more time, I would make it a lot longer, but to do it as a prompt poem, this is where I've ended up with it. Carving Wood versus Forming Metal, prompt from Soulless Druid. To be malleable, coaxed into shape through force, survive the fires of life, ready to be tempered, the final product, one that was coerced, hammer strikes, agents of change rendered, heated and cooled until perfection is achieved, but whose perfection do I embody? For the loss of my shape I've never grieved, in my old form would you have ever saw me? Better to be shaped than chiseled and thrown away. Pieces of me I can never get back. The tools of change, sharp they stay, cutting out qualities I'm told I lack. But I think I would continue that one if I was to keep going with it. But each day of sobriety is a testament to how far I've come. So here's to 75 days and everyone that's yet to be. May the garden of my journey forever set me free. With each sunrise and sunset, I'll continue to tend and sow in the garden of sobriety, where my true self starts to grow. That's awesome. Yeah, that is so cool, Dominic. Very, very nicely done. Thank you for sharing that with us. Read it one more time, bro. Do you want me to read the prompt poem that I wrote, or was the request for me to read Dominic's poem? Oh, you did that poem. Mine, okay. Carving Wood versus Forming Metal. Prompt from Soulless Druid. To be malleable, coaxed into shape through force, survive the fires of life, ready to be tempered. The final product, one that was coerced. Hammer strikes, agents of changes rendered. Heated and cooled until perfection is achieved. But whose perfection do I embody? For the loss of my shape I've never grieved. In my old form, would you have even saw me? Better to be shaped than chiseled and thrown away. Pieces of me I can never get back. The tools of change, sharp they stay, cutting out the qualities I'm told I lack. I live in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Really appreciate the community for real. We appreciate you being here. I know I appreciate you being here, Dominic. Hey, DJ. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. It's a lot longer, just spaced out. Gertrude Bartholomew Quintavis Dinglenut. I'm going to do a very dumb one. Okay. You are welcome to suggest a prompt if you would like, and I can add it to the list and we'll go from there. I'm on to, I believe, Hope for a Tree was the one that we had from Dustin. But if you lacked qualities, wouldn't the craft be dull? So to dissect it, the wood doesn't get the choice. The person doing the shaping decides what the qualities that they're looking for are. So you don't get to know what qualities you're being built into. You just see what they're removing. So what you might think is your best feature or trait as the piece of wood, that might be right where the knot hole is, or right where they need to put a chisel strike, and they just cut that out of you because you are told that you are lacking. They're turning you into something else because you are lacking the qualities that you believe you yourself to have. Was where I went with it. And I would have another whole stanza if I was to keep this going, but I try to keep the prompt poems at 12 lines. Yeah, I'm back home. I'm back in Alaska now. Right, I was looking up for prompts. There is hope for a tree. This is funny. We actually did a very hopeful tree-related poem in one of the other streams. This one is for Dustin. Thank you. Yeah, this is my normal hat. This is the one I wear most often, DJ. I just changed to the other one when I was going to that Magic tournament. Okay, we're at 43:29. Close to the one you wrote a few days ago. Yeah, I think the hope for a tree, the last one I wrote that seemed like that was Hopeful Dystopia, I believe was the prompt. It's just back here a few days. Yeah, I go by Cody. Okay, I can't see the other names. I just call out what comes up in chat. So thank you for correcting or giving me information. I will notate that next to the prompt. Well, Cody, let me do a reading of this other prompt poem I wrote and see, because it kind of fits what you're asking for, hope for a tree. So I'll just do this reading of it really quick and see where if we want another one with the same prompt, or if I'll still write something about it, as I might move on to one of the other ones that isn't so similar to this one and come back to that one. What will happen when the food runs out, when every activity is recorded? Will humanity weather that drought, or will love itself be another commodity to be hoarded? I don't know when those answers will come, but until then I'll keep planting seeds, even if it only grows enough for some. Doing the work fulfills my needs. The desire to try and lift up around me, giving my time to hold out hope is an easy trade. And even if all these seeds only grow one tree, I hope those after me can sit in its shade. It's not really about the tree so much as the tree being hope in a dystopian scene. So I can definitely focus more on about the tree for this one. I do have a book out. The link to my book is on my channel page or in my community tab. There's a newsletter you can sign up for, or I believe there's a link to my book if you scroll back a little bit. But the name of my book is called Rise, Echoes of Healing and Hope. It's out on Amazon. I'm on mobile streaming, so I can't click off and go grab the link to post it in chat. But if somebody else wanted to do that, that would be really awesome. Okay. That's cool. It's a good prompt. I enjoyed that one a lot. I'll do one. This one I'll focus more on the tree aspect of hope for the tree. Did you enjoy Washington? I did enjoy Washington. It was a lot of fun. It was just a down and back trip. I had a good time at the card tournament. I got to meet a bunch of cool people, a bunch of new people actually that came down to kind of do the same thing from Canada and from Oregon. They all converged and we had this event in Seattle. It was a lot of fun. You asked me to not read it out loud, so I won't. I wasn't down there for work. I was down there just for recreational. I flew down to go to a Magic tournament specifically. I didn't do any work while I was in Seattle. The only work I did was walking my chunky butt back to the airport from the hotel. Okay. Why is your handle BYG Poetry? Does BYG stand for something? It does. BYG stands for Be Your Guard. 3 words. It's my last name sounded out. My last name is Bjorgard, Bjorgaard. So when I first started playing online video games, I played a defensive role as kind of a joke because I always explained to people how to pronounce my last name was Be Your Guard, all one word. So when I started playing those games, my username became Be Your Guard, capital B, capital Y, capital G. So I shortened that when I made my YouTube handle. I do not currently speak German. I believe that's what that language is, just reading it, but I do not speak it. No, I do not play Fortnite. I used to, but not anymore. Not in quite a while, actually. I did when it was new. I was one of the supporters of it because I really enjoyed the solo game mode. But then they kind of dropped that and just focused on the multiplayer, and it's not for me. No, I'm okay. I'm not. I don't have that much free time to spend on games anymore, and Magic is the game that consumes all of my gaming time, basically. Oh, very cool. I'm from Berlin. That's neat. Magic is the name of a card game. It's Magic the Gathering. It's a card game that's been around since 1993, and it's a game that I've played since I was 10 years old. It's the grandfather of trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon have all come after. Like Magic was the original one, and it's still around, still kicking. It's why I was in Seattle. I flew down there to go play in a tournament. Yeah, a lot of people just collected them for the art because they are very pretty. Like there's a lot of really cool art. Yeah, that's awesome. I see the little statistics for where my viewers come from in some of my YouTube analytics, and it's neat. Like Canada, a lot of it doesn't specify the European countries, but it does say Europe, and there I have a pretty significant portion, like almost 10% of my viewers are in Europe, which is pretty awesome. But, I don't know about hosting a server for Magic games, but I do play webcam matches. Like I have a webcam set up in this office for playing paper games with people, and I do play with people all over the world because I don't have a lot of people to play with in paper, like in where I'm at, but I still like to play with paper cards, so I play webcam Magic. I don't know what Crazy House is, so I don't think so. Maybe. Okay, 43, we'll call it 57 minutes. This one was 13 and a half minutes, beginning to end. The prompt is There is hope for a tree, and this prompt comes to us from Cody. Broken branches and stripped roots, bark that's weathered axes and fires alike, pock-marked full of holes from climbing boots, and still it grows upward, seeking the light. Still its roots hold fast. Deep below it pulls life from the crust. Deep below it pulls life from the crust, weathering the onslaught of all the weeds it surpassed, giving itself finally for the buildings that must house our generations as mankind is amassed, now milled to lumber, a piece that was used for someone else's need. Lots of time to think in this slumber about all the hope it held as a seed. I have a Discord server for my poetry channel. It's the Sober Poet Society Discord that I just started it. I'm still fairly new to Discord, but I could definitely add servers in there for different recreational things, or different channels, I mean. I think that would be really fun. I'm in a bunch of Discord channels that do magic specifically, but damn, bro, thank you. Thank you very much for the kind words. And that takes us to, we have 2 from Jill that we'll work on. And this will be the last one of the stream, probably. Because I'm going a little bit over, but I started about 6 minutes late, so I'll do one more poem and then I'll be getting off of here. So we're going to do Alchemy or Frost. This is for Jill. And we're starting this one at 59:30. Yeah, the streams get posted to the channel as long form content. I have a couple of mods. Speedy Boy was actually in chat a little while ago. He is one of the mods that pops in from time to time. And then Izzy is another mod that comes in from time to time. I've got 2 mods that come to chat every once in a while. But that is something that might happen in the future for sure. I would say I would like to get to know you a little bit, maybe more than 45 minutes of stream, but I appreciate your offer. Uh-oh, sorry to hear your audio is acting up, Irene. Have a good night, Pizza Dave. Good to see you. Oh man, no, it's okay. I'm happy that you're getting to bed on time, Bree. Thank you for popping in. Enslavement. I don't know when you typed that. I was writing and looked down. I hear paper moving, I think, and breathing. I mean, you probably hear paper moving because I've got a notebook here. So if it's moving around on the desk and my breath, yeah, I'll try not to be to the point where it's distracting. But you probably hear paper because there is paper. Oh, gotcha. The dumbest poem I've ever written. I wrote a love poem about falling in love with an apple. I think that's probably the dumbest poem I've ever written. It was just to see if I could do it. Oh no! I don't think you were complaining about the sound. I was simply seeing if you were hearing paper. It might be because I was moving it. If you thought your audio was messed up or hearing things that weren't on stream, I was just trying to show you that I am breathing at my phone and I have paper in front of me, so the sounds that might not be visible might still be from me. That's all I was trying to play. I didn't think you were complaining at all. Sorry, Irene. I hope that I wasn't defensive. I was. Okay, 67, 12. So this one is not quite a full 8 minutes. We're at 7 minutes and 42 seconds for this one. Hey Izzy, just in time. I'm doing the last reading of the poem, of the prompt poem, and then I'm going to be shutting down stream. Good to see you. Glad you made it. That's pretty cool. Oh, you have nothing to apologize for. Time zones do be that way. This one is a prompt from Jill, and the prompt was alchemy. I went a little bit of a darker sub-theme with it, so we'll see if it delivers the way that I wanted it to. But what concoctions can be made of always amazes the child in me, from berries and rocks to what skin is made from. All of it broken down creates newly. Formed potions solves all natures of solvent. Learning these things comes with trial and error. Some results a long way from heaven sent, weapons of plague, gases of terror. Science cares not for the why, only for the hows of theory. All great discovery comes with some covered up lie. Just scramble the ingredients and call it alchemy. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's where I would have gone with the time to think about it, but that's where my brain led me. I got into like Full Metal Alchemist vibes and started thinking about how they were feared and stuff in that show. But that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you all for showing up and being here and sending the prompts in. I've got one more prompt to start with, and any other comments that show up on this video I'll add to my prompt list for next stream. If you're just tuning in or we haven't talked before on stream, you can find more info about me on my channel page, on my Ko-Fi, or on the community tab of my channel page. There's spots to sign up for my newsletter and get a little more info, join the Discord, all that stuff. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Take care.